you've said this, and I have to ask you because our viewers would be very disappointed if I didn't. In our previous conversation, you talked about the light, right? You talked about this, and I think part of why this is such a designed experience is also that today people are pushed into situations where they die with stress and trauma rather than in a natural, or let's say in how it previously was, in a more conscious way when they leave this physical experience. What happens, to the best of your research and knowledge and experience, when you leave the physical body? And there's usually this experience of a bright light. And in the Native American traditions, we're told not to walk into this light, right? They say, turn around, wait. What is happening there? And how do people, because people literally asked, how do we avoid this trap? What do we do?
Well, just let's put it this way. So much, I mean, when the pennies start to drop on all this, so much that happens, well, all basically in the end that happens here, you can see why it happens. So if you look at what happens in this world, they symbolize God, they symbolize the spirit. They symbolize the spirit as a light. They talk about going to the light. They talk about merging with the light, the light, the light, the light. In the reincarnation religions, they're preparing you for the reincarnation cycle while you're here to keep going. So what is light? Well, light, I've made this point in a number of books, that light is actually an electromagnetic phenomenon. Why I said that in just after the turn of millennium, that this was a simulation, and the limit of the simulation is the speed of light. And in April of 2021, there was an article in Scientific American by some academic who had concluded that this is a simulation and that the limit of the simulation is the speed of light. And he related, I say rightly, the speed of light to the processing speed of this level. Well, he didn't think this, he thought this was the simulation. There were other levels of it, but the speed of light, the processing speed of what I would say is this level of the simulation. As he pointed out, you can encode the laws of physics, but you're still limited by your processing speed. And so it would appear that the speed of light is the fastest speed possible. But actually, that's only here. You take astral and non-physical phenomena, like communication between electromagnetic phenomena, like electrons and all that stuff, then it's not the speed of light that they communicate with. It's bloody instant, way beyond the speed of light, because it's in a different dimension that's going on, different reality. And so the spiritual symbol in this world is light, the light. But if you look at the Gnostic documents found at Nagamadi in 1945, a treasure trove, really, supposed to have been put in an earthen jar, which was found in 1945 in around 400 AD, that kind of time. But detailing information, that beliefs that went further back, they don't talk about electromagnetic light, like that light. They talk about a watery light. It's a very different light. And that's what they say is beyond what they call the bad copy, the simulation that we're experiencing. So this whole light thing is a trap as well. So when you are manipulated and prepared beforehand to see light as something positive, and then suddenly you leave the body, and because of the mind wipe, you're completely bloody confused what's happening. Then what happens is the light appears, and it's soothing light. it's very much nicer than the shite I've just left. Oh, this must be heaven. And then you have your spiritual masters and your guides and your loved ones and such like, which you know, as I've concluded that they are AI projections. They're AI projections that relate to you individually. And when people say that's not possible, that's fantastic. Well, hold on a minute. There's 1.5 billion people in China, and the great majority of them are tracked 24/7. So if they can do it in China, they can certainly do it in the bloody astral with an AI technological possibility that's way, way beyond anything that humans can currently conceive. And when people talk about, like Edgar Cayce talks about, the Akashic records, when you see how these Akashic records, where they say that everything is recorded, everything is kept, it's like an infinite library of everything that's ever happened in this
reality. Sounds like a cloud.
Yeah, they're talking about a database. And when I read, like in Edgar Cayce sites and stuff, how they describe the Akashic records, they're even using computer analogies. They're saying, well, it's like a supercomputer. Well, you know what? It is, but way beyond anything we can perceive here. It's recording everything. So you are connected to that as an individual, quote, incarnation. And so when you leave the body and the trap has to continue to get you back here to loose you more, then you get a designer manipulation.